So we do Netivot Shalom על התורה, ספר בראשית, ויצא. We're getting progress in the book. I'm not sure if we'll do on Thursday because it's Thanksgiving and we have to eat some turkeys.
You're sponsoring, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You don't eat turkey, do you?
No, I don't like. ויגול את האבן על פי הבאר, right? וישא יעקב רגליו ולך ארצה בני קדם, right? So last week Parsha, we end up with Yaakov Avinu flee his home because of what happened with the brachot, and Esav, his brother, wanted to kill him. So Rivka sent him to her brother. Right? So he arrived to Lavan area, to the neighborhood, and he saw a well. From that well, they're going to water the sheep, the cows, whatever they have, the goat. But there is a big stone on the well itself, right? על פי הבאר. ונאספו שם כל העדרים וגלו לו את האבן על פי הבאר. So all the herds came with the shepherd. When they have enough people, then they can actually roll the stone. ויגש יעקב, right? ויגל את האבן מעל פי הבאר. So he removed it, he rolled it. Rashi said like removing like a small cup from a jar. יש לבאר, we need to explain, מה זה מצינו בתורה לגבי אבות הקדושים, עניין מיוחד בקשר לברית, right? So we have the wells, the בארות with אברהם אבינו, and then later on יצחק, and now יעקב. And also the difference between them. אברהם מצינו שחפר בארות, ואחר כך סתמו פלישתים. So he was digging well, right? And then the פלישתים, יימח שמם, they block it, they pour sand into it. Okay, דכתיב, right? And it says about יצחק, וכל הבארות אשר חפרו עבדי אביו, so all the well that his father, servants of his father in the days of Abraham, they were digging, סתמו פלישתים וימלאו מפר, they fill it with dirt. And in יצחק it says, נאמר וישוב יצחק ויחפור את בארות המים אשר חפרו בימי אברהם, that he was redigging them, the same well that they were digging in the time of Abraham, and then פלישתים put dirt inside, and also he dug more wells that the plishtim didn't block. Only have a fight about them. Okay? So they didn't put dirt inside, they just had a fight with him. Up to the third one, that they didn't have a fight over it, then יקרא שמה רחובות. Right? From רחב, from wide. כי עתה הרחיב לנו השם ופרינו בארץ. Because Hashem now increased our inheritance or increase the land or whatever, Hashem made it bigger and stronger and wider, ופרינו בארץ, and we multiply in the land. And in Yaakov it says, והאבן גדולה על פי הבאר. So in Yaakov it says, the well is already there, but there was a big stone on it. And then he removed the stone. And we should say, according to what it says in the holy book, Ma'or Enaim, in behalf of the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, about the בארות that the fathers were digging. שכל אחד מן האבות עשה התגלות התורה על ידי תיקון התורה. So each father, אברהם, יצחק and Yaakov, they made like what they have a Torah, or their revelation, or revealing us their Torah by the tikkun of their midah, and bringing the shefa, the abundance, from the Torah to this world. And he wrote that שכל זה היה לדורות הבאים לתקנם, that they did what they did, or they have that level in the midah, for the future generation, for us to fix. Because without them, we couldn't have any grasp and any achievement and anything to get closer to Hashem. That everything is from Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, the holy fathers. Because
we have to undig or dig what was stopped up. In other words, we are continuing the Masorah by undigging or digging out what was stuffed up by whoever.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Everything is from the Koach HaAvot, HaKadoshim, Asher Gilu Torah Torah. They revealed us the light of the Torah by the well that they dig, each one in his level. והנה אברהם אבינו המשיך השפעת מידתו. He continued, he withdrew his midah, which is chesed and ahava, that a Jew can achieve or get some level of loving Hashem, and by having that, we can get closer to Hashem Yitbarach, right? Anything that Avraham had by Mesirut Nefesh 99.9% of the Jews keeping it, like Brit Milah, which is basically, it's not logical to do such kind of a thing, but we're all doing it because Avraham did it to Mesirut Nefesh, and he did it for generation. So the midah of Avraham is Ahava v'Chesed, and that brings us closer to Hashem. And for that it said, ועל זה נאמר, וכל הבארות אשר חפרו עבדי אביו בימי אברהם, אביו סתמו פלישתים ומילאו מפר. What does it mean? That the time of Abraham, all the wells were filling up with dirt by the Plishtim. So afar is the chomriut, right? The dirt, right? Hashem created us from the dirt, from the soil. He said, this is the physical things that blinding us, hiding from our eyes the light of Hashem, so we should not be closer to Hashem. And the Plishtim, they are the source of the other side. Because after Avraham Avinu died, right, we don't have that revelation anymore coming from Avraham in the level of Chesed ve'Ava, because the evil inclination and the Sitra Acha stopped that, or try to stop it. They fill it with dirt. So he said, okay, fine. Who cares how they block the well? They put a metal on top, with concrete, whatever. But it comes to teach us that the stima, clogging the well, was by the chomriut, by the chomer, which the yesod is from the afar. Right, the core of the chomer is the dirt, the soil, that actually is bringing us down, right, and bringing our level of love and friendship, etc., to bring us down. Or, so this is something very profound that I read after what happened in Simchat Torah, especially with the party that they have over there. So somebody posted that many years ago, near 770, when the Chabad were dancing for Simchat Torah, outside there were other Jews that were dancing, but with music and whatever stream of Judaism they were. They did it, of course, against the halacha. And people were very upset, and they wanted to protest, and they wanted to kick them from there. And I don't know if it's true story or not. I read it, right? So I didn't check if it's authentic or not, but the concept is amazing. So it says that Rabbi Milobavitch told them, no, don't do anything. They are full of passion. They're full of love to Hashem. They just don't know how to express it. They're in the wrong way. But inside they have a love to Hashem. They just don't know how to express it. So let them dance. One day they will do tshuva. So that's why here he says that the evil inclination of the Sitra Acha after Avraham died, they tried to push us into a negative love. So somebody can have lots of love in his heart, but is using it to a wrong direction. Right? For example, I just read in the news that, many people, for example, they are supporting the Hamas. So it is exactly like supporting the Nazis. So yeah, they have excuses about, Israel oppressing, blah, blah, blah. They don't know even in the map where is Israel and where is Gaza and what does it mean and what's the story. This is negative love. So they have the passion, they just use it in the wrong way. But he says, Achen, indeed. Kol od she'Avraham haya kam. So as long as Avraham was alive, from his love to Hashem, there was no power of the other side to be able to clog the wells. As Maran Mikovrin, זכותו הגננות, he said, שאין זה חידוש שאברהם אבינו לא ניסה בכבשן היסוד. For example, he said, it's not a miracle, it's not a chidush that Abraham was not burned in the furnace when Nimrod threw him. The chidush, the miracle is that the furnace didn't burn from Abraham, from his love to Hashem. ועל דרך זה, so according to that, גם יצחק חפר בארות שהמשיך וגילה את דרך העבודה בדת יעשו. יצחק path, right, we know, Abraham is love and chesed, and Yitzchak is dinim and gvura, strength. לפי זה, but according to that, קשה. So, but we have a question. If Yitzchak is from the side of the Dinim and the Gvura, so he should actually dig new wells, right? But no, he was digging the wells that were clogged by the Plishtim, which mean these are the wells that Abraham did, and his level is Ava and Chesed. So why he did it? Okay, that's another question, because his level is 0. We can say, according to what it says in the Zohar HaKadosh, Pkuda Kadma'a, right? The first commandment or the first thing, Da Yirat Hashem. It's fearing Hashem. Also, there's an pasuk, Reshit Chochma Yirat Hashem. What's the beginning of wisdom? Is fearing Hashem. Upkudat Inana, right? The second one, the second commandment, or the second in line, Ahavat Hashem, loving Hashem. Right? So from that, we know that the higher level is loving Hashem. Serving Hashem from love is greater than serving Hashem from fear. Right? So I'm jumping here. Also, we need to explain in the pasuk in Reshit Chochma Yirat Hashem. What does it mean? The first thing is the first wisdom is fearing Hashem. And bring you something from the Kabbalah that Chochma Mikav Yamin, right? Because the right side is the Chesed, is the kindness thing. Umaynin Reshit. So what does it mean? First thing for wisdom is fearing Hashem. But it says because yes, loving Hashem is the higher level. But in order to get to that level of loving Hashem, you have to have fear. Otherwise, it will be peace and love for the negative things without any common sense. And fear chasing away the blood, etc. So now we can understand that in order for Abraham, for Yitzchak, to have the fear, he needed to have the love as well. So that's why he was digging the same well that Plishtim clogged at the time of his father. So he can have both of them. In Yaakov Ne'emar, Va'even Gdola al pi haber. So in Yaakov Avinu, he didn't need to dig any well. It was already there, right? It's like the American way. It's already pre-made. They just ask him, would you like your well with a sunroof? Do you like leather seats? You know, how you like the well, right? So he says, Be'er, what is Be'er, right? But we know that in Be'er you have water. So Be'er is also a hint about the Torah. So Midah Shel Yaakov, Midato Shel Yaakov, it Tiferet, right? As it said, Titen Emet LeYaakov, right? Glory is the truth. So that's the level of Yaakov. Yaakov is like in the middle. Avraham is love and chesed in one side. Yitzchak is fear and strength in one side. And Yaakov took both of them. Is the emet. So said. So what is the Even Agdola? Right? We learned many times that we have 7 evil inclinations. So one of the names of evil inclination is Even, a stone. That's the evil inclination. And the Yetzer Hara is on the well, and the well is actually the Torah. So the evil inclination sits on our desires or our will to learn Torah. It's trying to stop us from learning Torah. We cannot get into the water, which is the Torah inside the well. And this is where we're trying harder and harder, because the evil inclination knows that the Torah is the antidote against him, right? That's the cure. And it says in Kiddushim, Barati Yetzer Hara, Barati Lo Torah Tavlim. And therefore, it's trying really hard on us to sit on the well and clogged it, so we'll not get to the water, which is the Torah. So what's the advice? Right? So Yaakov rolled the stone, but we learned that Yaakov, the word Ekev, it's the heel, it's the lower part of the body. So the middle of Yaakov, it's nullifying ourselves to Hashem. Ein v'efes, like we are nothing, everything is from Hashem. Our strengths, our money, our wisdom, our beauty, everything is from Hashem. וזה שנאמר, ויצא יעקב רגליו, and he like elevated or lift up his legs, וילך ארצה בני קדם, which means the body, the lower part of the body are the legs, right? שהוא עניין ביטול השם יתברך. So it's metaphorically, it's like symbolizing the nullifying to Hashem. וזהו ייגש יעקב, and he was like approaching in the middle of Idbatlut, which is hinted is in his name, Ekev, Yaakov, right? And he rolled it. And our sage says in Masechet Brachot, and Divrei Torah mitkaimim ela b'mi shemamit atzmo aleh. It's like you have a mesirut nefesh, and really Divrei Torah, they are not exist only by the someone that pretend to be dead. Not that he pretending to be dead like a zombie, but everything besides the Torah and him learning do not exist. it is something, it's interesting. It's like the Rambam speaks about soldiers when they go to a war. So he said, right, and we know from the Parashat, from the Torah, that the Kohen is asking, okay, who is a first year married, who built the house, who planted the vineyard or whatever, and who is afraid from sins, right, should go back home. But then the Rambam said that the soldier that is fighting, he needs to forget his wife, he needs to forget his house, he needs to forget everyone. It's only him and the war. Here is the same thing. We are soldier in the army of Hashem. So that's why they said, and the Red Torah that you need to pretend that everything else do not exist, only even the Torah. It's very difficult to do that. Very difficult to forget, right? Especially about the soldier today. I just want to dedicate the shiur to the success of all the IDF and all the people that fighting in the war in Israel and outside Israel, in Gaza, on the ground, on the ground, in the sea, in the air, yeah, everything, and all the refuah shlema, refuat hanefesh, הגוף של all the people that got hurt during the massacre, all the Jews in the world, and ilui neshamat everyone, all the Jews. So he said, and this is the be'er of Yaakov, that the well, the be'erot shel Avraham Yitzchak היו במידת אהבה ומידת יראה. So their wells of Avraham was in the level of love, and Yitzchak level of fear. And Yaakov, right, Yaakov patach hadech, he opened the path of bechinat aggrieve, of the lower one, which is the bitul Hashem yitbarach betachlit hanimichut, like very, very humbling way, very humbling path, because to get to the path or to the Torah and the level of Yaakov, it's only when you nullify yourself. And that's the only advice, to roll up the big stone from the bear. Od merumaz b'zeh, also hinted, and I know that we learned it last week about the name, היא הדרך למידת יסוד, right? שהוא מידת הקדושה שיעקב נתייחד בה ביותר. So the מידת יסוד is the midah of Yosef, which in the Kabbalistic diagram, it's in the middle of the body, where the body ends, and we have the organ that help us to multiply. That's the Yesod, that's over there, and that's the core, the foundation. That was the midah of Yosef, but also Yaakov have a unique in that type of midah, as it's mentioned in what we just spoke. והנהית מהרב הקדוש רבי ברוך משיבוז זכותו הגנוז שאמר, he said, קדושנו קדוש יעקב, ריבונו של עולם, right, השם, קדשנו כמו שקידש את יעקב, sanctifies us like you sanctifies יעקב. שהרי מהיכן הייתה ליעקב קדושה מופלגת, how Yaakov had such a great קדושה? Because you sanctified him, so do it for us as well. ולכאורה, we said, we need to understand his holy words. וכי לא בעבודתו השיג יעקב את המדרגת הקדושה שלו, what? He didn't put an effort in his level, it was not a freebie, it was not a gift, right? הלא מצינו בתורה גודל קדושתו שקידש עצמו בכל right, all the 74 years, and he became the chosen one. So he didn't get it for free. And so why we need to ask, how come he have such a kedusha? He worked for it. But after all, we explained it according to the Divrei Mesilat Yesharim, right? Rabbeinu, the Ramchal, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, Zchuto Hagen Aleinu, she said that the kedusha start with ishtadlut, and the end of it, it's matana. Because truly, we cannot get to a real level, a high level. But we have to put an effort. Then the rest will come from Hashem. She said, Sheyesh dargat tahara, there is a level in tahara, in purifying ourselves, which is detaching from the bed, right? Detaching from the tumah. And we have that. It's a technical thing. You can just wash yourself, go to mikveh, don't do bad thing. You have it in your hands. But the level of Gedusha that is sanctified, like the Heichal or like the Mizbeach, and his action are holy, like the sacrifices that goes on the Mizbeach, for that level, flesh and blood cannot achieve by himself. But they have to put an effort at the beginning, and the end of it, v'sofo matana me'Hashem yitbarach. And this is what he said, Kadshenu Kedoshenu Kedosh Yaakov, she'achar hishtadlut, right? So first he was making himself holy, but then it will be from Hashem. And really, truly, that's the level of Kedusha that Hashem sanctified him, but that was a freebie, it was a gift. But it's not really a free gift because Yaakov put that effort in the beginning. and probably for all his life, of course. And that's the middle of Yaakov, the bitul and the achna'ah, humbling and nullifying to himself to Hashem. And with that we can understand why in Yaakov only we found such kind of a word of Gedusha, not even in Moshe, not even in Yitzchak, and not even in Yaakov, only in Yaakov Avinu. Sorry, in Moshe and in Avraham and Yitzchak, only in Yaakov. Because achieving that level of Gedusha by only his Midah, which is the Tiferet, which is the Emet. And that's why later on, right, Hashem changed his name to Israel. So although Israel, Yashar, El, straight to Hashem, is a higher level than the name Yaakov, which is the hill, but still the Gedusha came when he was in the lower one, from Yaakov, from the Ekev, because that the Gedusha was related to that. Israel is from Shara, it's from like ruling. And with that we're going to finish. And that's the advice, that when we have an evil inclination trying to trick us, then we have to have the midah of Yaakov, which means nullify yourself and become humble. No gaiva, no nothing. Said Hashem, I cannot do that by myself. I need your help. Daven to Hashem. Help me. Help me to remove the stone. Help me to remove the evil inclination. And therefore Yaakov Avinu is called the chosen one, Bechir Avot. Because the midot of Avraham Yitzchak, which is love and fear, in the root of it is very difficult to get. But the level of Yaakov, although it's like very high because they have a double Gedusha, it's like easier to get because you just need to humble yourself and nullify yourself to Hashem. Very simple. Yeah, I wish, right? But that's relate to us, to each and every Jew, to achieve. So the tzaddikim, they ask, how is it possible to get such kind of a level of achna'ah v'shiflut, being humble and surrendering yourself, nullifying to yourself? He said something here in Yiddish, which I'm not going to even try to read, but he says, probably said, yeah, taka garnished, like think yourself that you are nothing, garnished, gurnished. But not to depress ourselves and not to think that you're really nothing, not to underestimate ourselves, just to know who we are. And with that, we have ishtadlut, that's the effort that we put, and in the end, it will be matana to achieve that. Right? Avraham and Yitzchak gilu Torah. So they revealed to us the light of the Torah by the well that they dig. As the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh says that without our fathers, we couldn't get any achievement, any light of the Torah to get closer to Hashem. But Yaakov in his level, because we are not in the level of Avraham Yitzchak that we can have such kind of a great love to Hashem, or such kind of strength like Yitzchak to have a fear from Hashem. We don't have that, right? We don't have that. But we can have the level of Yaakov Avinu, which will be nullifying ourselves, humbling ourselves, and know that everything is coming from Hashem, and that's it. And we're doing our effort, we're doing our ishtadlut to be better than what we are. And then Hashem will help us with that, literally. People say, Bezrat Hashem, Bezrat Hashem. Sometimes they're autopilot, they say, Bezrat Hashem. They don't even understand. But no, seriously, we have to put the effort, we have to do the ishtadlut, and Hashem will help. And that's an infinite, that's a teaching for us. This week Parsha about the wells from last week, about Avraham digging the well and the Plishtim clogged it after Avraham died. So we will not have a real ability to go to be in the level of Avraham loving Hashem. And then Yitzchak Avinu, they were fighting over the wells over there again, because they didn't, the Sitra Achad, the evil inclination, didn't want us to have the fear of Hashem like Yitzchak. But Yaakov Avinu came, and what he did, he just rolled the stone, which means he humbled himself. And then we'll be able to get to the Torah. And that was the Ishtadlut. And then Hashem sanctified even more. And this is for all generations for us. That Yaakov Avinu were opening that path, the small path, right? And our sage says, open me a small path like a needle, but you can put the thread into that needle, and I will open you a whole MetLife stadium. Shkoyach, thank you for listening.
Thank you for the shiur.